In this video, I'll focus on a few interesting ways of using drum kits in Ableton Live when working on our music. So here we have a techno drum kit I've made sometime last year. It has all the usual: kicks, snares, claps, hi-hats and toms. Other than cool sounds and example presets, I always like to add controls for adjusting pitch and decay of sounds separated by groups. In my experience, it really extends the usability of the drum kit itself. You can grab this drum kit and a few more from my website. I've made them free to download. So now let's try to get more out of this drum kit when working on a track. Here we have a simple foundation for a groove I've been working on. Creating new drum presets for the groove would usually require starting new presets from scratch or modifying existing ones using duplication, where each new duplicate has only slight changes added here and there. This usually ends with a huge stack of MIDI clips that contain a ton of filler that we really don't want but have to deal with. The approach I use to solve this issue is to separate the drum kit into 4 parts: kicks, claps and snares, cymbals, toms and other percussive sounds. It's a great way to deal with all the MIDI bloat that will build up in our project eventually. The process I'm about to showcase is also super fast, which is always a plus. Okay, so first let's duplicate the drum kit channel 4 times. We can rename the channels to keep the project organized. Now let's get rid of elements we don't need from each channel. I start with muting all the sounds I don't want. In case of this channel, it's all the sounds besides the kick drum. After that is done, I rename all the muted sounds to a dot. I will show why later on. Next, I rename the control panel blocks, which are connected to the sounds we muted. We can change the color of the knobs to make it even more clear. Now when we look at the MIDI sequence, we can scan super fast which notes are there to delete from each preset in the respective channels. Now let's repeat the same process across the remaining channels. Here we want to save claps and snares. And now let's clean the MIDI clip. Again, it's super easy to discern what to get rid of. Using the same technique, I will finish up the rest of the channels. I'll see you when it's done. Now we are ready to see the benefits of our project. Instead of copying the whole sequence to add a slight groove change, we can now focus directly on the part of the beat we want to work on. Our MIDI clips are now way more manageable, and building new sequences on top of existing ones is easier and faster. Let's try it out. We can now mix and match to create new grooves by placing them onto new scenes. The 5 minutes that took us to set up the drum kit will be way worth the effort in the long run. I use the same drum kit philosophy when building my big music production template. It incorporates way more modules and elements than just the drum kits, but the drum kits are what makes it all tick in my opinion. This template is also available to download, and you can grab the starter edition of it for free. I hope you found this little drum kit production technique interesting. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.